3123 AD, the President of the Planetary Union proclaimed a new decree, giving the EDF full authority to free the galaxy of the new threat.
EDF! Sonic Rings! Oh man, I gotta give Alex of TurboZone a shout about this one. Yo Alex, check out Söldner-X 2 final prototype. Or should he? Well, that's an interesting question. The key word is should. Söldner-X 2 Final Prototype Definitive Edition is a remaster with extras of Söldner-X 2 Final Prototype for the PlayStation 3. I played it on the PlayStation 4. And while I find it interesting and it has an intriguing progression system, it's also quite complex. And a question arises about, will it be right for you? Let's talk and find out. Before we get too deep into it, I do just want to say that this is my 4th new installment in my spaceship shooter mini review series. Spaceship shooters are a genre that I love, despite how okay I am at the games. If you do like spaceship shooters and you want to follow my journey shooting ships in space, be sure to subscribe to me, Majora, here on the YouTubes. But enough about me. Let's talk about Söldner. So what is Söldner-X 2 Final Prototype? Well, it's a sequel to Söldner-X 1, which came out for Windows in 2007 and the PSP in 2008. It's essentially a futuristic space war in the post-virus war era where you're fighting the Darg as the EDF. Something like that. The plot is kind of secondary here. What really stands out is the presentation and the gameplay, and I want to talk about both. The game is developed by SideQuest Studios, who is primarily known for the Söldner-X series, as well as the Rainbow Moon RPG series. Interesting repertoire they have going. East Asia Soft I know for publishing shooters, and wow, Xenocider came out. I didn't even know. Well, I'll have to keep my eyes peeled for the console version of that one. But good on East Asia Soft for publishing Xenocider. Now back to Söldner-X 2. Visually, this is a good-looking game. I like it for what it is. It's very space-esque. The backgrounds in every level are varied, so you'll see stars, planets, interesting backgrounds. I don't think it's the most impressive that I've seen, but it gets the job done. The spacecraft are elaborate, and I think that it presents a nice visual spectacle on screen that is pretty well complemented by the soundtrack. I can't say there's any songs that particularly stand out to me. They kind of all blend in this kind of techno, adrenaline kind of genre. I mean, it makes you feel like the spaceship shooting is important, but it's good enough.
Unstable tectonic constellation and strong seismic impulses from an ancient burial site. Dark presence expected.
I think the most memorable presentation elements for me are going to be the bosses. They have very interesting designs. They look cool, and I'm always kind of looking forward to what is the big boss I'm going to fight at the end of the stage. Everything that you do up to that boss is also important. So I really do want to talk about everything that's happening on screen. So let's start with the ships. There are 3 that you can select from in the beginning of the game, although one you have to unlock. Every ship has 2 unique fire powers and then a 3rd fire power that you can pick up during the levels. On screen, you'll see spheres that have symbols and letters, and they float towards you on the left half of the screen. These include things like power-ups for your weapon that you have selected, score multipliers, ship buddies that provide extra firepower for a temporary amount of time, health for your health bar, extra lives, and then, of course, your 3rd weapon upgrade. If you collect any 3 weapon upgrades, you get a powerful limit shot, and that wipes all bullets and enemies on the screen. These are important, and essentially you just want to collect everything while you're playing. It'll make your time easier. You'll also see a chain multiplier in the bottom right of the screen. These generate those same bonuses based on your chain of shots. So what's important while you're playing is to be as accurate as possible. That means that you don't want to be firing from your ship if there's not an enemy in front of you. This is different from how I tend to play most spaceship shooters, because usually it's just shoot everything on screen and focus on staying alive. In this one, you're playing a balancing act to try and maintain high score multipliers. Usually that shouldn't matter, but for this game, it does. It matters because it's connected to the power of your ship and your ship rank. If you look on the top right of the screen, you'll see a ranking rated G through S, where G means you're absolutely flubbing it, and S means like you're a shmup god. How are you doing this? And with the better rank come better in-game bonuses that you unlock. New weapons, new ships, new power-ups. And it also increases or decreases the difficulty of the level that you're playing. It's sort of a dynamic difficulty that adjusts to how well you're actually playing. It's super interesting. The only issue is that the actual progression in the game is connected to your ranking. When you start the game, there is only one level unlocked, and you'll probably make it a good 3 or 4 stages before you'll get the credits and says kind of like, not game over, but it's like, okay, you beat the game. What do you mean I beat the game? There's like 6 more levels here. What's going on? So the game has a gated progression system through secret keys. Oh my gosh. Why? In order to unlock levels past level 3 or 4, you need to have gotten a majority of the secret keys in the previous levels. The secret keys are hidden beneath enemies, obstacles, and are also based on your ranking. So I have a quote here from PlayStationCountry.com, a review site. They say that some keys only appear at a B ranking and then can have a percentage chance of spawning. So you'll end up playing this over and over, trying to find them all. What the hell? You mean that I have to be maintaining the best possible ranking and then it's only based on chance that I can unlock future levels? What is that even supposed to be? What kind of gameplay system is that? It's honestly just pissed me off. I've had levels 1 through 6 unlocked for my previous 4 playthroughs, meaning that I've played levels 1 through 6 4 times trying to find all of the keys so I can get level 7. And then everything after level 7 is DLC that's included in the game, but you can't access it because it's gated beneath level 7. And I already have a majority of the keys. I think I'm missing like 5 or 6 of them. So at this point, I'm just really getting frustrated. And I think what you need to understand too is that every level that you play can range between 7 to 10 minutes. So if you're just playing levels 1 through 6, your play time is going to average somewhere between 50 to 60 minutes. So I spent 4 hours playing the same levels over and over again, trying to unlock the final levels. And at this point, I think I'm just ready to give the game a rest.
Watch out. Large enemy detected.
Terminating intruder. Attack initiated.
At some point, there's a question for me about, is this a fun gameplay mechanic or is this unnecessary padding? I'm totally cool with the ranking system. I'm totally cool with the shooter mechanics. I just don't understand why you can't experience pretty much the entire second half of the game without being a freaking god at the game. It doesn't make sense. I don't think a spaceship shooter should be that complicated. And quite frankly, it's just doing harm to the game itself. I appreciate this game for trying something different. I don't think it quite lands with me. And there may be people who are okay to replay these stages over and over again. I've done it several times now, and I won't say that I've been bored. Like, you could do worse. I'm playing a spaceship shooter. By virtue of its genre, it's engaging. I just wish that it was a bit more approachable and accessible, especially in terms of the actual content. But for a couple bucks, at least you're getting EDF and Sonic rings.
Oh, hey, sorry. If somebody mentions EDF and rings in the same paragraph, I'm supposed to be summoned. It's in my contract. Get the shit out of here. That's better.